And the president also talking a little bit about immigration. I take one day off from this network. And what happens? There is news.
That's what you get, Griff. Didn't you know? You're not supposed to take a day off?
Yes, no. In California, a federal district judge ruling blocking the president from using DOD funds to build 51 miles. This is a judge that is getting in the way of. There's two lawsuits brought against President Wall. One by California in a group, and another by the Sierra Club trying to stop it. This judge weighing in. It's District Court Judge Haywood Gilliam. Here is a part of his ruling I want to read to you. It says, this case presents strictly legal questions regarding whether the proposed plan for funding border barrier construction exceeds the executive branch's lawful authority under the Constitution and a number of statutes duly enacted by Congress. The point here is that the president is trying to do everything. The immigration system in our nation is fundamentally broken in tatters. In the Border Patrol, the brave men and women of the Border Patrol cannot do it by themselves. And this is an effort to get 51 miles in the Yuma sector built. And this judge is stepping in saying you can't do it.
This is an Obama-appointed judge. And the question remains, will this be, is this going to be a battle now between President Trump and the court system? Because he's kind of backed into a corner, right? He's not getting any help from Democrats. Now you're going to have battles in the courts. And he's just sitting here saying, how am I supposed to protect the border? How am I supposed to protect our national security? And I think he's starting to feel like, where do I go from here? What do I do to accomplish this task? Because this is my primary job, right? His primary job is to protect this country as chief executive officer, and he's feeling like, where do I go? So the question is, will these battles in the courts be successful against him?
They're going to have to play out. But last time I checked, Judge Haywood Gilliam did not run for president and did not win the election. So, no, but if you step back, all these circuit judges are circumventing and undermining a duly elected president's ability to secure this nation. He declared a national emergency to divert funds from the DOD to border wall construction, which the Pentagon has complied with. That is what's being blocked here. It'll play out in the courts, and we all said it predictably.
That's
right. He declares the national emergency. Some district court judge will declare it unconstitutional. It'll have to get challenged. It's all part of the deep state resist movement of this president. This is an Obama judge, as you said.
That's right.
They hate Trump. They're going to find the right circuit that they hope they get the right ruling. Here we are again, a president trying to deliver on his campaign promises, blocked by the judicial system. So it'll be fought. It'll play out. But all the while, Griff, to your point, the crisis continues.
Yeah, they also need,
solution.
just to note, they also need their 2020 talking point, folks on the left, and they are backed up oftentimes by the court system. There are many, liberal judges out there that want to reinforce this idea. In order for them to say that Trump is anti-immigrant, in order to stress this, oh, this was a manufactured crisis, or this was Trump's fault, they need to not have him win on this issue. And victory would be to actually getting the money and reappropriating the money to secure the border.
New border walls.
What's really interesting is that the person that's in the lead on the Democratic side is Joe Biden, and I'm curious to see how Joe Biden is going to play this all out. Because when you look back just a short time ago and you listen to Joe Biden talking about illegal immigration, let's see what he had to say back in 2006.
The Democratic position also recognized you got 11 million illegal aliens here. They have to have a way to earn their way into the deal. This is an amnesty. They're required to take 11 years' worth. They pay a fine. They got to learn to speak English. They got to pass tests.
I like the English part.
Yeah.
I like the English part.
By the way,
if we want the problems of Canada right now, keep encouraging people to keep their foreign language. English is going to unite this country potentially. It always has in the past.
I can't think of a country that has two languages as their accepted languages that is doing all that well, including Switzerland and/or Canada.
Whoa. Can't say that anymore in the Democrat Party. First of all, illegal aliens. No. They're undocumented immigrants. That's what you have to say now if you're a leftist or a Democrat. And then talking about speaking English, I've said this, others have. Of course, that has to be part of our cultural fabric, the same language. Joe Biden could never say that today. And if there are any real reporters out there, besides at this network, they should ask him about these comments.
It is, but listen, the president's immigration plan, moving to a merit-based from family-based, is going to be a 2020 talking point. But we've put two issues out there this morning. One is a literally exploding problem, a 5-alarm fire, if you will, with what's happening. And what that judge ruled on, by the way, is in Yuma, where they've had more than 50,000 apprehensions alone, unprecedented for that area. So when you look back at Democrats speaking, as you would say, perhaps, honestly, logically about what to do.
Yeah.
Where are those comments from anybody? Before I went, off for a few days, I was reporting on one of the 2020. Kirsten Gillibrand wants to just stop detaining people altogether. It's really, when you talk to the Border Patrol agents that I talk to, they're very troubled at what lawmakers are doing. In particular, they wish Democrats would get back to comments like
to
that.
Those common sense comments.
Also,
yes.
People watching at home, yes, that was Chris Matthews that you heard saying English is going to unite this country potentially. So it's also a commentary on the media. Because if you look at far-left media and how they have kind of gone with the political left, with those politicians, and shifted all the way. Can you imagine someone like Chris Matthews, who is notably liberal, right now coming out and saying something like this? It just goes to show you where the left in its entirety has shifted in this country in such a short... That's 2006. That's not, 1992. That's not that long ago to have such a dynamic shift.
They have completely lost their mind.